Yo, what up is Don?
Samuel Lee here.
We're the Soul Brothers. Another versus video. How you guys doing?
Curry versus Curry.
Yep. This is the main tier. This is the second tier. Okay, main chick, side chick. There is a price difference here, which we'll get into. But first and foremost, if you want to cop either of these, the links are down below. Let's kick it off with the traction.
The Tracciones. The Curry 5, good stopping power, especially on a clean court. It does pick up a little bit of dust, and that does hinder performance. I rarely experienced like slipping out with a good amount of dust stick stuck on it, but yeah, I did slip out sometimes. So, and I did experience, I mean, I slipped out a few times, so I'm telling you guys that, but not very often, as opposed to like some other shoes. So dust is a minor issue for this, for the Curry 5, and outdoor use is probably pretty good. It's a pretty hard rubber, and it's pretty deep, so outdoor use seems to be okay.
Yeah, the 302 is just a multi-directional kind of straight line pattern. Pretty deep grooves, pretty soft, softer than the Curry 5, and kind of a weird setup. It doesn't have a crazy bite, but it's not super susceptible to dust at the same time, so you're not really slipping out, but you never really have the craziest bite either. So I don't know. I mean, see, my pair of the Curry 5s are not great with traction.
Yours is translucent.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the translucent was not.
Yeah.
But this solid white, or I mean, it's black now. It's so dirty. But this white outsole is not bad. It's actually pretty good. So if you're playing on a clean court, I would say Curry 5. If you want that stopping power. If you're playing on a dusty court and you hate wiping, I would say go with the 302. But if you don't mind wiping, then the Curry 5 is not a bad option. Yeah, outdoor use, Curry 5 is better. So for me, I would say the Curry 5.
Okay, moving on to cushion. What do we got in the? Is this? Are they both micro G and charged?
No, so the Curry 5 is an EVA. It's an EVA midsole, I believe.
They had to bring it back to EVA on them.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty lackluster. There is a little bit of a compression in the heel because it does protrude out. It's more stiff than not. But yeah, impact protection not the best. You feel super low to the ground, and response is good. But impact protection, not the best, and there's absolutely no bounce if you like to have bounce in your cushions. So just a responsive, pretty okay cushion setup in the Curry 5s.
Yeah, not the best impact protection in the 302 either, but that's more so due to the thinness of the midsole, because the midsole itself is actually pretty soft and does give you a little bit of impact protection, but it's just so thin, which gives you court feel, which is nice. It's also not too stiff at all. I feel like the midfoot shank isn't very overpowering as to where the Curry 5 is a lot stiffer. I'm kind of more of the school of like, I like a little bit less of a midfoot shank, but you know, that's also very subjective. I mean, I personally would go with 302.
Yeah, by a little bit, but like I really didn't like when I landed pretty hard and then I did some heel strikes or whatever, and that hurt my foot a good amount. And I never experienced that with the Curry 5, or rarely. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just whatever you guys would like, then pick the shoe according to that. So moving on to the materials, the Curry 5 has an anafoam kind of material in the toe and comes back into the heel. It's kind of like an outer shell. And inside you have a very stretchy, soft knit to, you know, kind of like hug your foot, stretch over your foot to, and also to make the fit a little bit better. And the anafoam is more for support. And materials at first are a little stiff, especially in the toe area for the anafoam, but once it breaks in, soft, supportive, everything you basically want from a material, and this is a very good design for material, and I really like it. So
yeah, the 302 is a max preen upper, so it's like a synthetic suede feel, and it's pretty thin, not the strongest material, not the most premium feeling either. They add a little bit of like a textile for the tongue, you know, kind of wraps into the medial side. The Curry 5 I would say is definitely a little bit more premium.
Yes.
And nicer, you know?
Yes.
So there's that.
And there is a little bit of a lip slash, I guess, Achilles pillow in the Curry 5. The Curry 302 also has Achilles pillows, which feels nice.
And there's also 0 heel counter
yes.
in this if you want any kind of support in the heel.
Yes.
So there's that. Moving on to fit.
Fit, I went down half a size for the Curry 5 and I went true to size for the 302. They both fit great. But since the 302 material stretched just a little bit, I had to add an insole to make it a little bit stretchier, to stretch out on my foot a little bit more, because while I was playing it would stretch a little too much even though the fit felt good. So once I added an insole, it bring my foot closer to the material and stretch out just a little bit more, so it wouldn't stretch as much while I was playing. You know what I'm saying? And it's a one booty upper, and Donny Boy had that. What do you call it?
I'm not sure if it's lockdown as much as fit, because when I put the shoe on, it feels nice, right? But then I was banging my toe, so that might be more so support and lockdown. But the Curry fit's really good too. So
so I would say for me the Curry 5 is a little bit better of a fit. But what about
I'll go Curry 5.
Okay.
Moving on to support.
Supporting Curry 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the materials stretch like we just said, so it's not as supportive. Lateral containments didn't seem to be horrible in the 302, but it's a lot better in the Curry 5. Ankle support is non-existent basically.
Even though it's higher, but it doesn't really do much.
What's wider though? I wonder. Wrong shoe. What the hell is wider? Oh, they're on the same width, so you're not gonna be rolling around, this way.
Pretty wide, good lateral stability.
Moving on to the weight, I don't know, what's
interesting.
lighter?
I think that this is pretty light.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be lighter.
11.64 versus 10.82 ounces for the Curry 30B weighted already. What feels lighter? I don't know, they're both very light and minimal. I mean, super minimal feeling. Cushion is super low to the ground. Materials are thin, stuff like that. But what feels more responsive while you're playing it? Curry 5.
Yeah.
It's more supportive in the materials and traction's better. So.
Yeah.
Ventilation. They're both good.
Yeah, pretty good, both of them.
The durability.
Maybe Curry 5.
Curry 5, yes.
Built like a tank.
Yeah.
Should be good. Should last a long time. I guess it's. Let's touch on aesthetics real quick. 5. Curry 5.
Of course.
Hands
These are
down.
yes.
Let's wrap it up. There's a price difference here. $100 on the 302.
And the Curry 5 is $130. So a $30 price difference. What performs better? The Curry 5 definitely performs better. Curry 302 is a nice performer, but definitely not a top tier model, especially for me, in my opinion. If money does matter to you, 302 is not a bad option, but if you just want the better performer, I would say $30. Save up a little bit more, I guess, and then get the Curry 5s. You know what I'm saying? Same for you?
Yeah.
What about like if price matters? For me, I would say get Curry 5 if the price matters or if it doesn't. But what about you? Because you kind of like the 302.
I like the 30.
Yeah.
I probably still would go Curry 5 though.
Okay.
Just because it's almost a little too fragile. Is almost the word, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not a ton of support there, but it's like super light and pliable, which is good. I don't know, I'll probably still go Curry 5.
Okay.
Regardless of price, but the choice is yours. Links are down below if you want to cop either. Thanks for tuning in. Soul Brothers, we'll catch you in the next one later.
Peace.